Greetings humans, this is Karma Tinfoil of the Grey Consortium. I was sent as an advanced scout to watch you for my species to see if you are ready for admittance to the stars. I was sent here over 9 months ago, the day before the American president received his Nobel Peace Prize in Norway. Never mind the fact that he was elected to end the war the last president started, and instead is continuing the same agenda of a war. In the Middle East, not only was the Copenhagen Climate Conference going on, but the Norwegian Isket Harp facility was kind enough to light my landing path. Isn't torsion physics pretty? Thank you for the spiral. It reminded me of this galaxy I once vacationed at as a child. Since then I've been studying your various cultures using your internet, and speaking with people in truth using your many famous internet social networking sites like YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's been fun. Your species is eminently entertaining. Sometimes I wonder if you spend too much time collectively entertaining each other, though some of you delight in your ignorance, like on Jerry Springer and Jersey Shore. It seems like all of your sports have been rigged for betting purposes and games of false egoic local pride. From what I can tell, pro wrestling is the only real sport, and all the others the fix is in. Since I began studying the American race, first having landed in Philadelphia, I was shocked to learn so much about them. The first thing I noticed about these sports is that you call baseball the national pastime. This doesn't make sense to me. NASCAR, MLB, NBA and NFL combined only make $9 billion annually, whereas your American pornography industry generates over $13 billion per year. So what is really America's national pastime? Next up, politics. What an appropriate word. Many blood-sucking creatures are keeping the rest of you as tax slaves to the Federal Reserve's national debt. Your educational systems are substandard, and the No Child Left Behind bill was written in as 98% of children are to get a proper education. Doesn't No Child Left Behind mean 100%, not 98%? I'm either confused about how to do earth math, or you've been practicing your Orwellian double-speak. Your corporations have near free rein to pollute so much so that the Gulf of Mexico is now a dead zone, though to give credit where due, British Petroleum and Halliburton have created an impressive disaster. You are maturing as a species, though your transitional adolescent phase. I recently started calling the NW Oedipal complex the beginning of Oedipus Rex is the allegory of humanity. Inevitably your species will overcome and kill the father, which allegorically are represented by those pesky contrivances of government, religions and corporate banking clans, keeping you as a child dependent on the state. When you inevitably defeat the father in your mind, the allegory continues by marrying your mother, or in this case living in balance with nature. Many of you dreamers are awakening to the nature of the control grid. Keep up the good work, don't stop seeking truth. This is Karma Tinfoil of the Grey Consortium, and I grok this message. Transitional project status report to the Grey Consortium. To my superiors, wait, computer scratch that, let's start over. TPS report for the Grey Consortium. To my bosses, I scouted out the old city of Philadelphia recently. It's quaint. They show off to tourists a bell which is never rung or allowed to be touched in a giant glass and steel building which is surrounded by guards. Not sure what liberty this bell stands for. With such a federal presence there across the street is more national monuments. Independence Hall also has many guards surrounding it, and a thick fence built into the ground. Again, I'm not sure the tourists see the irony in this. All of them do what they are told, just so they can stand in line and see a tour of the birthplace of their independence. A few blocks north is their Constitution Center, which doesn't hold a copy of the Constitution within its walls. In the blocks which flank it is the U.S. Mint on one side and the Federal Reserve on the other. The Mint doesn't work for the U.S. government, it works for the Federal Reserve. Not unlike Federal Express, one of their misnamed shipping companies. It is not even a part of the federal government. It is a conglomerate private bank which is owned by corporate and international bankers. They practice usury on the unknowing victims of this fiat currency system. America is now over $13 trillion in illusionary debt. When the consortium fiefdom begins, we will need to show humanity that the De Beers family has been creating a false scarcity of diamonds. The humans made an old movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still, and in it the alien visitor explained how diamonds were used as currency in space. If all the diamonds were used as the basis for their purchasing, they will not miss the Anunnaki gold. All of the gold in Fort Knox has been moved to the designated area with the rest of the gold for The Anunnaki's Nibiru sky-fixing project. The Anunnaki monarchs will end their fiefdom upon delivery through the Mars mission. The Anunnaki fiefdom of Earth may have begun with their arrival and creation of humans from Neanderthals, but it will end with humanity in disarray, and being controlled through the bloodlines of aristocracy, royalty and corporate banking clans. These will need to be removed from power when the consortium arrives in order to allow humanity to progress properly. The Galactic Federation's light spout ships will need to swarm the Earth for us to turn off and extract all of the dangerous nuclear materials in humanity's combined arsenals of weapons of mass destruction. The GLF will need to hit them cloaked and quickly to ensure that the most fearful of them do not attack us as our Grey Confederation announces its presence. Enlil of the Anunnaki has already released the water cleaning technology to them to help them clean up the masses of messes through the Hollywood age, and currently Monsanto has been messing with their food supply on the genetic level. The Grey Consortium will need to shut that down too. Monsanto's frankenfood is beginning to calcify the human pineal gland and retard their psychic abilities. We will need to retrain some of the humans to eat better. You should see what they call fast food and what it does to the human body. A human named Nikola Tesla, whom we talked to over the radio, he made soon after he figured out how to create free energy out of the Earth's natural ionization 100 Earth years ago, but the information has been suppressed by the banking clans, corporate media and oil industry to continue the controlled pyramid. There are some Tesla coils being made by inquisitive humans all over Philadelphia. They even have their own club. The Grey Consortium should give them whatever help they need in this area. A human figured it out already, so we won't be giving them anything they haven't figured out themselves. The HARP programs will need reprogramming to serious standard specifications. HARP can then be used for its original purpose of bringing water to the deserts and fixing the humans' agricultural economy. Some of them already know what is going on. Those are ones who have used the internet to disseminate information to their peers for the benefit of the rest of humankind. Some of the wisest of humans have already planned out the cities of the future for the new resource-based economy, and have maglev tube designs for high-speed transportation. We should use these designs, for they are sustainable and ergonomically correct for humans. It would be best to let them build it for themselves as well. They need a beautiful project like an advanced city to light their way during this transition phase. Earthship biotecture is one of the best ways for those in poverty among them to find freedom. Also, these two should be built by and for themselves, and they should teach their children to do the same. Too many of these humans believe with fanatical zealotry what their religions have told them. Fortunately, much of this will dissipate as the consortium reveals itself. I recommend we tell them the truth of their origins, and about how the Anunnaki created them as slaves. Many of them may go insane in finding out that their gods are not what they thought they were. During the transition, we may need to tell them that God only helps those who help themselves. This should aid some of them in dealing with the difficult work they have ahead of them as they dismantle globally and renew locally. During the transition, we will need to encourage humanity spiritually. Their love and compassion is their greatest strength. We should also discourage religions, for they only can use it into dogma for controlling others. Many humans are mind-controlled by religious leaders. Humans don't understand fully that they are all one, but their awareness in this is growing. They will need this understanding before they can be admitted into space with the rest of civilized society. This transition out of planetary childhood should be easy for the human race. Their maturity into being their own people and responsible for each other will be easily accepted when they learn that their maturity past adolescent being will come with the ability to drive spacecraft into the rest of the galaxy. They have in syndication a television broadcast called Star Trek. It has already given them the imaginative spark which will drive them to become responsible members of the galaxy. We should encourage them to put it back on TV as a way to continue inspire them to the stars. Thank you for this assignment. Wait until you try this pastry they created in the Middle East called baklava. It's delicious. That is all for my review and suggestions in this TPS report. I'm Karma Tinfoil, and I grok this message.
This is Salusa of the Galactic Federation of Light Information. Accepted Karma Tinfoil. Our ships are at your disposal. When the time comes, we will keep the humans with nuclear capability from their mutually assured destruction plans meant to keep the serious draconians from taking over Earth. It's no wonders they made so many bombs and missiles. Until the Draconians can raise their consciousness out of the control paradigm, they would only attempt to dominate the Earth further. I agree with your recommendations, Karma, and we will be ready for the Grey Consortium's fiefdom takeover of the Anunnaki's Earth when needed. By the way, Karma, did you not get the memo about the new transitional project status report cover sheets? We'll send you a copy. If you see Sheldon Niddle, tell him we said hello. This is Salusa of the Galactic Federation of Light.
We are Berlin von der Galaktischen Federation. We are here. We have noticed that you did not use the correct new TPS cover sheet. Karma, did you not get the memo? We have an excess of Earth diamonds we traded from the Nazis last century for honeybee technology. In respect for how bad an idea this turned out to be, we will give back the diamonds for the humans' economic reconstruction. That is all.
Karma, you did not use the new cover sheets on your TPS report. Don't you know how much the Vorgans hate poorly filled out paperwork? As far as the HARP facilities go, we will send Earth a few technicians to help with the reprogramming. It's hard to believe that the humans would so foolishly use HARP for making earthquakes and strengthening hurricanes. Karma, can you get me an autograph of the professional wrestler who uncovered the truth about their Alaska facility? I heard he was a governor in America and may consider running for president in 2012. His integrity would make for a great leader.
The Pleiadian agenda has been focused on the spiritual awakening of humanity for some time now, preparing them for the love they will be receiving from the rest of the galaxy as we welcome them with open arms. Remember to be kind to humanity, Karma. While it's true they're making their own decisions, the influence they suffer under the Anunnaki is great. By the way, Karma, do you need a copy of the new TPS report cover letter?
This is Anana of the Anunnaki. Thank you, Karma Tinfoil, for the update on where the Grey Consortium is with the transition. Enki will miss the beauty of them. They were wonderful pets, helpful slaves. It is now time for them to be truly free. All of the Anunnaki are now going home. When Nibiru returns after the next great year turns once more, we will greet humanity as equals in the galaxy. We know how much we have taken from them, but since we created them for a purpose, we had to fulfill it. We are sure the consortium will do the right thing as it takes over the raising of the humans. We look forward to finally fixing our world and allowing the humans their self-governorship. I have a feeling you should prepare for some grief from the Vorgans. Karma, didn't you get the memo about the new TPS report cover sheets?
Karma Tinfoil, you are in direct violation of Transitional Progress Status Report cover sheet policy. Refrain from using all other previous cover sheets. A copy of the memo on Transitional Progress Status Report cover sheet is being understated in this message. Review and comply the current standards or the Grey Consortium will pay fee for your continued violations of the Galactic Bureaucratic Code. This message is brought to you by the Starbucks Vorgon Amazon Space Conglomerate. New Vorgon poetry is now available through Amazon.com and sold at all under Galactic Starbucks in the revolving rack. Pick up a copy this week and receive a free Rattagino with purchase.
Karma, good to hear from you again. We have new policy with the Vorgans now on TPS report cover sheets. I guess you missed the memo in your flight database on your voyage to Earth. We are considering upgrading to the Vorgans expediency package. Thanks to field operatives like you, the Vorgan fees are worse than their poetry. Please read memos. They are sent out for a reason. Karma, I would hate to have removed it from your assignment. Bonus, the back level looks pretty good. What else are humanity's strengths and weaknesses? Please go over this in your next report. This is Tamgirusha of the Grey Consortium and I grok this message.
Suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries.
Son, now that you're going out into the world, there's something you should know. See that?
Yeah?
That's shit. And this, Shinola.
You better pray to the Lord when you see those flying saucers. It may be the coming of the judgment day. It's a sign, there's no doubt, of the trouble that's about. So I say, my friends, you'd better start to pray. They're a terrifying sight as they fly on day and night. It's a warning that we'd better mend our ways. You'd better pray to the Lord when you see those flying saucers. It may be the coming of the judgment day. Someone's foolish dream, or maybe they were sent down here from Mars. If you just stop and think, you'd realize just what it means. They're more than atom bombs or falling stars. And though the war may be true, there's unrest and trouble brewing, and those flying saucers may be just a sign that if peace doesn't come, it will be the end of some. So repent today, you're running out of time. When you see a saucer fly like a comet through the sky, you should realize the price you'll have to pay. You'd better pray to the Lord when you see those flying saucers. It may be the coming of the judgment day.
The United Nations.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Shit. Shinola.
Son, you're gonna be all right.
I'm Karma Tinfoil, and I grok this message.
We take you now to Kermit the Frog with another fast-breaking news story.
Oh, hey-ho, this is Kermit the Frog, and I'm speaking to you from Old MacDonald's farm. You see, because this is the very farm that was made famous by that rhyme, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a spaceship. What? What?
Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep,
No, not E.T., Kermit the Frog.
Old MacDonald had a farm, yep, 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 and on his farm he had a frog. Yep, 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 E-I-E-I-O.
With a help here and a help there. Here, help there, help here, help.
No.
radio, 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 radio. Yep. Happy. Boing. Keep